Hey everybody, Professor Doom here. So there's a couple things that I want to cover in this video. I've been trying to message you, Lane Tough from the Lone Gunman Rides again. If you see this video, email me at professordoom1@proton.me. Email me and I would love to appear on your show. As far as Deagle.com goes, so we had some projections that were going on for years from that website. And for you, anybody who is watching this who is unfamiliar with the website that I speak of, there was a website that this platform, us as a group as a whole, were investigating for having some projections for the year 2025 that were going to show some major depopulation going on in the United States. Isn't it interesting that the year 2025 was used? Now, further in this video that you're watching right now, I am going to explain, I am going to provide a video that is going to explain to us exactly how gravitational waves from a celestial body that is coming closer to our own is going to create a gravitational disturbance on our planet. Now, I did make a video earlier today that I actually misspoke about Dutch Since when I said he couldn't be further from the truth. I actually meant to say that he couldn't have been closer to the truth if he tried. The undulating weather patterns that we're seeing, I do believe could be explained by the usage of HARP systems here in the United States to try to stabilize our planet by using radio waves or high frequency waves from the antenna to push on the atmosphere using negative gravitational waves to repel the positive gravitational waves from a planet who is causing those waves to attack our planet because of the closeness of their approach. And I'm going to show you exactly how that works. We're going to take a look at a video. But the reason why I brought up the Deagle.com projection is this. Let's take a look at a scene from the movie They Live from 1988. And what you're going to see is there's a projection marker that they use as well. But they don't use an even number like the year 2020. Or even 2010, watch what they say right here.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion. And in return, the per capita income of each of you here tonight has grown, and this year alone, by an average 39%. And I've just received word that our forces have won a major victory. The underground terrorist network has been destroyed here on the West Coast. We are off crisis alert. The situation is normal again.
Okay. So what does that sound like to you about this human power elite? If you take a look at the corporations that are attached to the World Economic Forum and everything that the World Economic Forum is trying to accomplish to divest us of our rights, divest us of our Constitution of the United States, And all of these resources that are being stripped from the people of the United States, water, they're trying to get us away from food. Or I should say, hold on, let me take that back. They're trying to get us away from beef. Oh yeah, you're going to be eating insects here, and you're going to like it. You're going to own nothing, and you're going to like that. And it's all coming in our lifetime. It's all going on right now. And look at all of the individuals that are attached to the World Economic Forum, and they are the power elite. Are they the human power elite? That's a good question. Now, let's take a look at gravitational waves being demonstrated, exactly how it works in this video. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because somebody in the comment section said, you know what, this is a pretty crazy opinion. You know, you're kind of out of your mind. Although it's a sound opinion. Well, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. And a school teacher actually gives us a very good demonstration of how it works. And you will be able to understand it in a way and that you'll go, well, you know what? The fabric of space, if there is a larger celestial body and it will draw us and we will have a wobble to us as this thing is approaching closer and closer and closer. And you will see. Let's take a look at this demonstration and you will see exactly how it works. And as a matter of fact, towards the end of this video, I don't know if we will have time to watch this whole entire video, 9 minutes, 57 seconds, and you're going to see how he says that this is about gravitational waves. Let's see the demonstration. Imagine that blue tarp or whatever it is the fabric of space.
The explanation for gravity is that matter bends space. And so you put mass in a place in space, it warps space-time, and objects are not feeling a force of gravity, they're just following the natural curvature. And so this is a sheet of Lycra. Where do you get this? It's my old bike shorts. There's literally a spandex.com. You can get a sheet like this if you buy the sale stuff, so you don't care what it looks like, right? For like $20, maybe less, depending on the sale. And so you put matter and it warps space-time. And so if I have another object, it also warps space-time. They feel that and they're attracted to each other. And so that's Einstein's picture of gravity. Objects warp space-time, feel that curvature, and move accordingly. And if you have more mass,
You're right there.
if you have more mass, it's going to bend space-time more. And so if you have objects here, they're going to respond to that, right? And so you put something there, now it's attracted. Now, in reality, that big mass would feel the warping of space-time by the marble too, right? And it would move a little bit, but we usually ignore that. You know, the Earth makes the sun move a little bit, but it's so small you can ignore it. The moon makes the Earth kind of wobble around a point 3/4 of the way from the center of the Earth. We usually don't account for that when we're looking at satellite motion. Well, instead of just letting go of one, what if I give it a sideways push? Now it orbits. Now it's losing energy, which wouldn't happen in the solar system, right? Not noticeably. There's some perturbations from other planets and things, but this one does lose energy and spirals in. If I don't push it as hard, it will do an ellipse for a while anyway. And more here. So one of the things I thought I would do with this is when you study the solar system, all the planets are going around the sun the same way. Why is that? Did God decide that he only liked clockwise, or Depends on whether he's above or below the solar system, right? Or why is everything going in the same direction? Well, the answer is it wasn't. Different directions. But there was a preferred direction. The distant form from had a slight preference one way versus another, and things going the opposite way got eliminated, and when it's all said and done, everything's going the same way. That works 90% of the time.
Is it like a toilet flushing? Southern hemisphere? You do that again.
And so, it won't work then. And so I have slightly more in one hand than another, but I don't consciously do that. And you want to get them so they spread out a little when you throw it.
It's because they're colliding with each other that you...
The ones going the wrong way get eliminated, right? Now there also would have been, this is where this analogy breaks down. There's, another dimension, right? But those things that were out of the plane also, that weren't near the preferred plane also got eliminated. And so that's kind of cool. Now my students use a PHET simulation called My Solar System, and so they've seen all this on the computer, and when we do this during our special relativity unit, they're like, hey, it's just like the computer. It's kind of cool that a stretch sheet of Lycra models things. It's not just like it, but similar to the computer. Now, some things we've discovered using this, also it's just some larger particles, might as well put them out, but they bend space-time too, right? And so maybe, oops.
My wife complains I don't buy her flowers, to be honest.
You can get one thing to orbit another. There we go.
Oh my God.
So the Earth-Moon system, maybe? And so you can see that this seam, you can't buy Lycra this big. You get it in rolls, and you have to sew it together. I've been told to use stretchy thread to sew it together. And so next time I do it, I'll do that because it pulls. And so just a little bit of thread fixes it. And so in the morning, when I first set this up, I'll have it leaning against the table. I'll be underneath fixing holes from last year. One time my principal walked in. And I hear somebody in the room, and I'm underneath, I'm in the middle of sewing it, I'm not going to pause yet, and then he's looking around for me, and he kind of knows somebody's in the room, and he's, oh, there you are. He goes, what are you doing there? And I go, I'm repairing a rip in the fabric of space-time. What do you think I'm doing? How often do you get to say that? Another thing this does, you've probably seen plastic ones of these, right? The Discovery Center, Children's Discovery Museum in San Jose has one, the Exploratorium has one. Sometimes they have them at shopping malls, so you can put money in it. But one thing you can't do with those is put two masses in. And so when we went to the moon, when we first started, we sent our spaceships on what are called free return trajectories. So they would go to the moon, this is hard to get down, and they would come back in like a figure eight. And so that lets you show, now of course the moon's a lot smaller, but if you look at the plots of the free return trajectory back from the Apollo program, you'll see it has a figure eight sort of shape. And so this takes a little bit of practice to be able to do the figure eights.
So I know the trip to the moon is definitely in question. And we're going to leave that out of the discussion so that I don't have a bunch of comments about, well, we never went to the moon. Why are we even paying attention to this guy? Well, let's fast forward to the part about gravitational waves. And then I want to discuss one last piece about the video that I put up earlier and whether a celestial body is causing the disturbances that we are having on our Earth right now. Multiple amounts of volcanoes, earthquakes, weather anomalies going on, and scientists coming out claiming that the Earth is going through a wobble, and they try to explain it away. Also, there are mass amounts of alien revelations going on right now, and we have a youngster out of Las Vegas, Nevada, claiming that he had aliens land in his backyard. And well, of course, we did see that there was some very interesting anomalous light show that was captured on a officer's body cam. So there's a lot of interesting things going on. But there's one piece that I want to add to this whole puzzle after we listen to the last part about gravitational waves. I could not find it in there, but he does talk about how that is gravitational waves that affect a larger mass object onto a smaller mass object onto the space fabric. Anyway, so I want to give Mr. KJ Osborne from Scariest Movie Ever. He has come out with a great video earlier, I do believe earlier today or yesterday, that is very, very interesting. I will leave you guys links in the description box. I really think that you guys will want to see this. He comes up with some very interesting stuff with what's going on around us right now. And exactly like I mentioned earlier about the alien revelations, the alien visits, something tells me that you can believe it's Project Bluebeam. You can believe that it's all going to be for show, and it's going to be we're going to be lied to. Whatever the case is, whatever you may think, does not mean, just like I'm not right. I may not be right about anything. But can you really say that you're 100% right? No one could say that. Is there something going on right now? Is there some kind of celestial body where there are visitors that are visiting us more frequently now than has ever been in the past? Is that a possibility? It is a possibility. Let's take a look here at his video.
Watch the home where residents reported that a UFO crashed in the backyard. Well, that bright flash seen across the sky in Las Vegas still has many people questioning, what really was it? What really was it?
They were 9-10 feet tall entities, and they told him that they were preparing for an intergalactic war with God, and that they were going to win. What happened was they opened up this portal, they created a rift, and entities began to come through. Not just this Whore of Babylon being birthed, but other entities. The federal government at the highest levels have known that these are not space aliens, that these are entities coming from another dimension. Don't you know?
Isn't that interesting what we just saw from the They Live movie, talking about the projections of the year 2025 and the resources that they were needing for their dimensional expansion? Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with that right there for that video. I'll leave you guys a link in the description box to see the rest because it is very, very interesting. But I want to say this for all those people who say that, well, there's nothing out there. I want you to think about the planet Uranus. The planet Uranus is 97.7 degrees on its side. That means that the poles are completely almost going left to right rather than like the planet Earth where we go around, we have the equator, you know, and we're like 25 degrees off or whatever the case is. And what is it, 23 degrees, something like that? We're kind of like at an angle, just a little bit, ever slightly. But Uranus is almost completely on its side. Something caused that planet to be on its side. Would everybody agree to that? And it's not something that struck it. It is something that came close enough to it and left it on its side. We don't see, if it was strong enough to do that, wouldn't it have left some kind of damage that we can see, like some kind of ultimate, like 3 times as deep as the Grand Canyon or something? Wouldn't we see some kind of damage like that on our flybys? Something. But I think it's a gravitational pull that was caused by a much larger massed celestial object that caused that to happen. Now we've been talking about what? We've been talking about pole shifts here. Could we go through a pole shift that could leave planet Earth completely on its side or even fully reverse the poles? That could be something that could happen in the blink of an eye or close to it. But I want you to think about all of the stuff that we're seeing going on right now. Think about it all. The transgender agenda. All of the other things out there that is keeping everybody distracted and arguing about Target stores, Anheuser-Busch. Think about all the different stores that are doing this and what they're doing and all the other things that are going on that everybody's arguing about because it's distracting us from the bigger picture. Oh, we don't want you asking any questions about all of the earthly anomalies that are going right now. We want you distracted and thinking about your kids and how we're going after them with transgender this and unicorn t-shirt that or rainbow color this or gay pride that. Doesn't it seem to be a huge distraction from some other things going on? Maybe this is being intentionally done to distract us from something else. perhaps there are other things than just that they're using as a distraction. Who knows? I'll leave you guys with that. I will put links in the description box for all of the videos that you've seen. And perhaps maybe you can even go and rewatch the movie They Live and see how it led up to that projection of the year 2025. And in case anybody does not remember Deagle.com, go and take a look at the videos that I have put up and many others have put up about the projection of the year 2025 and the countries that are going to be depopulated. Think also about the Georgia Guidestones that have just been destroyed, as if we are getting ready to start our agenda. We don't need these anymore because it is already beginning. But what's beginning? Take a look all around you, folks. There's some anomalies going on that I've pointed out right here, and others, Dutch sense, weather anomalies, alien anomalies, a lot of alien revelations going on right now. Earth is going through a wobble, according to scientists. They have no other way to explain it other than to tell you that it's from water being extracted from water reservoirs. If we were to take a look at planets through a telescope out in the distance, and there was a celestial body that was moving close to those planets, we would see the shimmy or the perturbation or the wobble of that planet. And that's exactly how planets have been discovered over the years. Because Neptune was having this wobble, or I should say Uranus was wobbling. That's how they knew that Neptune was beyond Uranus. That's how they've known planets were beyond every single one that they looked for over many hundreds of years. That's what made them believe that there was a planet past Neptune, because Neptune would go through this little small wobble. Well, it's almost imperceptible. But now the Earth is going through a perceptible wobble, and it's causing the core to heat up. It's causing multiple volcanoes, many, many more volcanoes than we've seen. 32 to 33 going on right now. And my screen just went out. What the heck? But that's the deal, folks. And let me just do this. Oh, shit. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you guys can't do anything with my screen anyway. So there you go, folks. That's all I got for you. And I don't know what more I can tell you other than to tell you that we are in for some very, very interesting times. Thanks, everybody.